Hey guys, what's up? We got snow here today. Today we're going to be talking about how... So you guys know I like old computers. I mean, I have one right there and one right there. Ignore my hairbrush. I grew up on Windows XP and I've wanted to do streams using that computer. But the thing is, like, to have the streaming set up in one place, it's a mess. I tried it before. It's a whole mess. And also getting the audio set up and the video set up and the capture set up. I mean, this is VGA out. How am I supposed to get an HDMI capture card into that? Well, lucky for everyone, I am like so close to being AV certified, so I know exactly what to do. And I have everything to do it, I think. So that's like a 25-foot HDMI cable that I got when I worked at Best Buy. And yeah, this is gonna be a mess. Anyway, so first thing I gotta do is just take everything out of here and recognize like what I even have to work with. Because when I first got all the stuff for this, that was so many months ago. That was months ago, and I haven't really... Oh, hey. Sorry about that. Dude, you good? What's up, man? Big Snow. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's a little feisty. That's why he got the common color on him. He's a little bit feisty. But yeah, this this monitor, I guarantee, is older than most of the people watching this channel. I think it came out in 2003 or something. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in here that we're gonna need to figure out what to work with. So once I clear everything out, I'll get back to you. So well, actually, not even a full minute later, we encountered our first problem. Well, we have a monitor, and we have a 3.5mm cable that I did not over-under. So, yeah, that's gonna be an issue. All right, successfully over-undered. So what's next with this thing? Oh, the VGA splitter, found that. That's gonna go with the monitor. VGA cable. There's another one. Another VGA cable. What else? VGA to HDMI, that's important. What else is there? Power cords. Speakers. A DVI cable that goes with this. That goes with that. And this is DVI to DisplayPort. Okay, actually, I don't know why I have a DVI to DisplayPort. What is this? It fell down. HDMI to HDMI. That goes with the display stuff. The power cables with the PC. This is the monitor cable. Audio splitter goes with that. HDMI cable. And VGA to HDMI. Speakers and spray that I used to clean this thing out originally. I'm gonna put that back. Okay, now with this thing basically completely empty, I am going to now try to put the monitor in it, put some basic power cables through, and first see if it even powers on. I forgot to mention, that little drawer in the middle pulls out, and it actually has the old Unicom Classic and a old mouse that was used in my family computer back in 2004. And it just hides away like that. Okay, so I've actually ran into my first dilemma pretty quickly. So for those who really don't get it, this is a VGA splitter. Basically means it goes in one way and outputs two ways. And I'm just thinking, how am I gonna wire this up so it won't be an absolute pain to put together? Because I need one of these ends going to that monitor and the other going to that HDMI cable into the back of the PC. But I think I know how to wire it so it won't be a complete nightmare. Just give me a second. All right, I think I got it. So this end is going through there down to the PC, which is going to be down here. And this end right here is going to connect to the HDMI. And this end is going to go into the monitor. I think I got it, and that won't be a nightmare. Let's try. Okay, so in this end, it's this cable and this cable. So I need to quickly... That is the power line in. There's that. And this... Gotta love that about VGA, the fact that it needs to screw in all the time. And whenever you do, it's like such a pain because you never have an actual like space to turn it in on. Freaking love VGA. So glad this connection's died out. Man, shout out to the time I was in middle school and one of the classrooms I was in that had like a few computers in it was having an issue with one of their monitors. And like, instead of her making me do work, she made me test and try to find out what the problem was. And was able to get away with not doing my homework. All right, so with that in, I can now shove these back here, and those can just fall on the floor and be a problem later. This is gonna be a problem now though, unless I can I just... Okay, cool, I can. Well, I've ran into another dilemma. Getting that back up here will be a problem. And don't worry about me mistreating these things, guys. I mean, most of these cables I got at Goodwill, and well, the power This monitor's been in use since like, oh geez, 2004. Now that I got this cable, I can plug this in to that. And since this cable's long as heck, I can just take this, wire it all the way behind my bed and into the back of my computer there where my capture card is. So the video part is technically done. And just like that, you can't even tell that's plugged into the back of my computer. All right, now that all that's done, what we need to do next is plug that computer in and find out the absolute mess that will be the audio situation. So what I'm thinking is hook up the speakers through the output in the back of the computer and then have the dual input in the front, because that way I can have any kind of earbuds or headphones plugged into the front. And since this is a splitter, that means that the other long boy cable that I have can go into my mixer and basically be recorded like my microphone. But I'll probably have a different microphone set up here. And that means setting up the whole mess of cables that is the speaker system. Haven't used a set of Dell speakers in a while, so let's see how this goes. Also, now that I think about it, I also, since those are being wired down here, I should probably also get the keyboard and mouse wired up. However the heck I'm gonna do that. Is there enough room back here so I can, you know, shove it down? It won't like pinch and destroy it. I think there is. Gonna need to get a mouse pad for that at some point. I don't know where, probably Goodwill or something, I don't know. So it actually goes back out there so it doesn't pinch anything. That's actually like really good design. Okay, let's go. All right, I now got all the cables back here to make sure it's done correctly, so I'm gonna do that now. Thankfully, with this thing being a whole drawer, I can just plug them all in and then, you know, just shove it back there. Gotta shove those cables there. Don't get into computers, guys, they're a mess. Well, specifically old computers. So this is USB for the speakers, mouse and keyboard. And the video source. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do this the cowboy way. I can't even get a good camera angle to where I fix this. Give me a second. All right, that's basically all plugged in. So now we just gotta turn this so it looks pretty and put that back in there and, oh no. Okay, crisis averted. Now this should all pretty much be fine, but now is the issue with this thing. I might actually have to even go at this backwards and have the cable end here and have it all start all the way over in the mixer. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Immediately after I said that, I came up with a better idea. So the cable should actually, yeah, it's right here already. It's not even plugged in over there. And then take this. I only have one hand, guys. And there you go. That's one part done. And let's say I wanna, you know, plug in some headphones or something. These are only my earbuds. Take that, plug them here. See, there is a much better solution to this. Have a different speaker set that gives you the ability to plug your headphones into the speakers, and then I'll plug this into that, but I don't have one of those with me. And there we go, that's plugged in there. And also, through this mess of cables, it is now on my second channel in here. But here comes the hard part. Now, I know the thing's in a really low level like thing, so you can't really see it, but basically I need to find a way to get, I think it's this input here, into a 3.5mm jack. And normally there's like an adapter or something. I don't have an adapter. I'm pretty sure I have a cable somewhere, but I don't know where that cable is, because with a 3.5 out, I can plug it into that little guy right there, which is the wireless thing for my headphones. So, I might have a cable. Give me a second. Well, I needed two cables, but I found both of them. Why did I do that? Okay, so basically this is going into the phone's output on my mixer, so that way I can basically, quote unquote, monitor them through this. Basically means listen to it. But that cable ends in one of these, so I need an extra, you know, 3.5mm for that. And I have one of those cables, which I need to do because you need to plug an input into, you need this to be your input and one of these to be your output into my wireless thing. Autofocus, thank you. So we're gonna see if that works. All right, I'm recording this backwards so I can use my other hand. So that goes into the phone's output. Ignore the fact that my floor is so dirty, guys. I have long hair cats in, oh, come on, that's, oh, you little, it's literally a headphone jack. There you go. Why was... And then this thing, you have a line in. I think it's this side. So this side is line in. Take this end and plug it in to that. What that means is I can turn this up and also turn this down. If I turn that up, I'm not gonna turn that up all the way because that will blow out my ears. The headphone jack out of that is going into this, which is going into this, which is going into that, which is going into this. And the video out is not only going into that, but it's going into that big HDMI cable back there because it's going through a converter back there, into my capture card into the back, which should go into OBS. Yes, I am crazy. So, good news, does turn on. Audio going through there, going through the speakers. I can totally fix that. And I don't know if you can hear it. Definitely don't know if you can hear it. It's going through these as well, and the buds. So that means the audio part is good. The audio works because that means it's going through the mixer, which is really good for streaming. Now we gotta make sure the video works and actually goes in through OBS. Okay, so moment of truth. Don't worry why OBS is set up this way. It's because of this computer taking a big dummy. So that's okay for now. So I turn this off. That's not good. That's not good at all. Crap. Give me a second. See, the most concerning part about this is the fact that it's not saying there's no signal. Because if it wasn't getting a signal, it'd say this, because it's the same capture cards, and AverMedia Duo too. But the fact that there's not that, give me a second. You guys are gonna be my tech support. Tell me if anything happens. Tell me if anything happens if I unplug this. That's actually very reassuring. I will admit that is really good. That's really good actually, knowing that that didn't change anything. I know that nothing changing means that, like, you know, still no display, but that means it didn't pick up anything at first, which means I think it has to do with the capture card itself. Give me a second. Okay, now we've encountered a different issue. This is the right source. It is plugged into the back, but it says no signal, which isn't good. So, this needs to stay open, and I'm gonna have to troubleshoot this. So it is plugged into the second input. Lines detected, 544. So it knows something's there. Give me a second. Okay, so I do know. This knows something's here. It knows that something is on this. Just gotta force it to work. Give me a second. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. Thanks to this form. So I'm gonna take this, and I think I have to set the resolution to a custom one. Give me a second. This is going to be capturing a signal. We need to look at this NVIDIA control panel. 72 hertz. Okay, we're gonna lower that to 60, and it's 1280 by 1024. 1220 by 1024 at 60 FPS. No, not 1280 by 10720. Okay. That's the resolution, right? Or am I just bad? No, that's that. I'm trying to match that input. Give me a second. Okay, so that's been a massive pain. So we're gonna try something different. We're gonna go down. Okay, I can't go that far down. Never mind then. Give me a second. All right, I'm gonna admit defeat for now because this seems to be a much bigger issue than I could ever imagine. I'm gonna get back working on this tomorrow, probably also when I edit this tomorrow. I don't know, dude. This is gonna give me a headache to figure out. All right, we're gonna try one last ditch effort at this thing because I think it has to do with the HDMI input on my capture card itself. So I'm gonna try just booting it up as it is. Okay, it could be this converter, so I'm gonna swap it out with the other one I have and see what happens there. See, this one's a Belkin, and I kind of have more faith in that because I've been using Belkin stuff before. Give me a second. Okay, so that's plugged in. We're gonna see if it changed anything here. It didn't, and it didn't even change anything with this. It's not even detecting an input. 1280 by 1024, and nothing's coming up. It is a few days later, and well, I had to order one of these things, which is different than the other one, believe it or not. This time it actually apparently is a powered signal converter, and it also has an input for the sound to go through the HDMI, which actually makes my life a lot easier, which means I don't need this freaking thing in the front. I can just have it in the back, and I can just hook up the speakers and this, so that way the HDMI cable will work well. All right, give me 1 second to quickly find out how I'm even gonna get this back here, because this is USB powered. I actually don't even know where the USB cable went, and it means, oh, here it is. It means I have to use this thing to power it, but the cable's already all the way back there. So that means I already have the lead for the HDMI cable out, so I can find that. I need to fish the VGA cable out, plug it into this, and then somehow plug the HDMI cable through that. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is run the HDMI cable out of the back of this. I'm speaking a bunch of word vomit. I'll be back in a second. All right, I thought I could just pull it through there, but it's stuck, which is not good. I need to find out where it is stuck and then continue to drag it through. Ah, crap. Actually feed that even more there and then drag it. Here it is. Just keep dragging this until, there it is, until this appears. Okay, so give me another second real quick. Okay, so here I guess I need to unplug that, and then I also need to take this cable out, immediately plug this thing into this, like that. That seems to work. This into here, there we go. And then you take this thing, as well as this idiot thing, and also take the cap out of this end. Take this idiot cable, plug that in there, unplug this, plug this in. You guys don't need to put cable ties on everything. Like, oh my goodness, these things are so annoying to get off. I guess we plug that in there, and then there, and then this can go back in the back. I'm using the camera as a mirror, kinda, so I can see where I'm putting that in. That's in the right spot. In theory, what I just did is apparently a different kind of conversion, which I didn't even know was a thing. Apparently this one requires power, and actually that kind of makes me more confident in it, which means it's actually converting something. I mean, the ones before could just been doing straight up nothing. Because for those that don't know, this thing is basically a DVC. Nah, I'm kidding. Basically, VGA is kind of like an analog signal, whereas HDMI, as well as DVI and DisplayPort, are digital. And basically, this is kind of a converter to that. And before, it didn't really power it, and that kind of was concerning me. But, you know, I've done stuff like this before and it's worked just fine. But with this one being powered, I have a little bit more confidence in it. In theory, this should still go up there and be fine, but hopefully go to the other monitor at the right resolution. So, first thing I'm gonna do is launch OBS. Thank you, Reconsider. You're a very adorable rabbit, but I need to put you away. Oh, OBS! Just give me a second. I remember messing with this before, so I need to actually quickly find out which one of these inputs is my Switch. Come on, Nintendo Switch. You're not getting any use out of you for now, but you gotta be useful real quick. Oh no, not again. I can't stress it enough how much I just do not recommend AverMedia. Okay, my capture card is an AverMedia Live Gamer Duo. I do not recommend it at all because it is such a specific use case that like you would need it for, and I guarantee none of you are in that use case. Just get yourself a freaking Elgato or an EVGA, one of the two. Do not go near AverMedia. This is the worst experience I've had. How is it up to date if I'm not getting signal from a console that is on and going right into it? Not gonna lie, I don't think it's the latest version, my guy. All right, round two of trying to get this thing to ding work. Hey, we got capture. Why is so much stuff missing? Oh, wow. At least one of them is working. Don't know which one. So, okay, so Dual 1 is the Switch, and why is that so incredibly blurry? This is why I don't recommend AverMedia cards, dude. I can't even tell if that's better or not. Give me a second, I'll see if this is better. Okay, it is good. Now, I did see something in the software that I think I can work with. So we're gonna keep this open up here, with Live Gamer Duo 2 as our main focus, because that's really the one we kind of want to work with.
Freaking idiot.
Let's see if this does anything. So, no! Holy crap, it works! No way! No way! Okay, that's okay. No way! No way, it actually works! Okay, so it was the converter that was the issue. Oh my goodness. And the speakers still work, and it picked up audio. That is really, really good. Okay, so all I need to do now is mess around with some visual settings. All right, I'm gonna do an audio test because I did get it to the correct resolution on there. So let's just load up some freaking load up our favorite 3D pinball Space Cadet. And if I can hear it, that's a very good sign. There we go. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, this thing's old as heck. You guys can't hear my headphones, but I can hear it perfectly fine. This is insane. I guess the project is complete. I guess it is a success. No way. All I could say about this is live streams every Friday at 5 p.m. EST. Convert that to whatever you need to do. Mostly off of this thing, but occasionally some other stuff. Anyways, I'm really happy with this. Thank you all for watching. I can't wait to have fun with this. I will see you all.
I just wanted to say before I actually go that this is in no way a tutorial to do something like this. If you really wanted the Windows XP experience, I recommend just using a virtual machine. This is certainly for someone like me who's crazy. I mostly did this because I am very nostalgic for this kind of computer from this age of time when touching anything could make the thing explode, and you'll see that on streams a lot. This project has technically been in the works for at least a year now, with how much I've been trying to get this done. I'm just glad that it's finally done and I can actually stream off of a computer that is older than a lot of people now. Anyways, that's it for this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't do something like this. Just use a virtual machine. I'll just see you all next week.